Hey guys, Aaron here. We're entering a heat wave around here for the next week or so. It's going to be 40, 45 degrees Celsius with the humidity. It's going to be really hot. So today I've got 10 tips for you on how to stay cool. Now the 10th tip is one you probably haven't done or heard of, and it's key. I mean, if you're a male, you're going to love it. I know when this old Portuguese guy told me years ago, I've done it every chance I get on days like this because it's great. But on the side note, make sure you watch out for your crew, people you're working with, and keep an eye on them, because when it's that hot, people are going to start dropping like flies, heat stroke, and not feeling well, and headache. Watch out for those symptoms, because heat stroke isn't fun. I haven't had it, but I've had people on my crew before years ago. Uh, they've gotten it. It's not nice. So, and watch out for old people too. Old people or sick people, if they're walking around the neighborhoods you're working, keep an eye on them, because you don't want anybody dropping because of the heat. It's going to be really hot. But anyway, stick around till the end. Get that number 10 tip because it's great. Thanks. Number 1, wearing shorts. Wearing shorts is huge, guys. You got to wear shorts. When it's going to be 40, 45 degrees, you got to be wearing shorts out here. Free flowing, nice shorts. I mean, you got to have shorts on. And if your company that you work for doesn't allow you to wear shorts, guess what? Get out of there, or at least strike. Do whatever you got to do, because you need to be comfortable at work, and you don't need to be passing out because you're overheating. Shorts and pants are two different things. Pants are for winter, for fall and early spring. Shorts are for summer, guys. Tell that to your employees. Tell that to your employers. It's no different than wearing a short sleeve shirt on site. Shorts are number 1. You got to wear them. I don't care where you work. Like I said, get a petition going at work and tell your boss, listen, we need to be wearing shorts out here. We'll be much more productive. We'll be cooler, and people won't be dropping like flies. Shorts is number 1, guys. Number 2, water. You got to be drinking tons of water. When it's hot out like this, 40 plus degrees, and it's humid, you're sweating a lot. You need to hydrate. Drink water, guys. I drink this in an 8-hour period. This is a 2-gallon jug of water, and I go through that in 8 hours on these hot and humid days. You have to, because if you're not getting enough water, you're going to drop like a fly. You're going to be passing out. Drink as much as you can. Have lots of water breaks. I also put electrolytes in there. I'm not going to tell you what brand, but there's sugarless electrolytes you can get. And I suggest you get them, because that you can get them sugar-free, and it's going to replace your electrolytes. It's going to make you feel much better and keep you going throughout the day. But yeah, drink lots of water. Drink water every hour. Just stop whether you're thirsty or not. Drink a whole bunch of water and continue. Make sure your guys are doing the same thing. Make sure your friends, your employees, everybody on that crew needs to be drinking lots of water, whether you're thirsty or not, because you're going to feel like you're not thirsty, but you are, and you need that water. So water is number 2. Number 3, water on your head. Guys, the water hose is going to be your best friend. Turn it on, let the hot water get out of there, and once it's cold, absolutely douse your head and arms, just like I'm going to do. It's so refreshing, it's not even funny. I do this multiple times a day. Up the arms, back on the head. Amazing to cool you down quick. I do that probably at least once an hour when it's hot like this. You got it. That's number 3, guys. Number 4, wear a hat. This is one of my many hats that I wear. This is a fedora, right? Might look funny, but when you're out in that heat, this thing's a lifesaver. I have other hats I wear as well. I've got ones with bigger brims. I've got tighter ones, bigger ones, different colors. I've got like a Mennonite looking straw hat, and I wear them all. Even a rice hat. I've got a rice hat that the Vietnamese wear in the fields. The thing's amazing. They're wearing them for a reason. It keeps you cool, guys. This one, it's got holes in the top. The other ones are straw, and the air goes right through them. It's a beautiful thing to have. The ones with the bigger brims, it covers your whole neck, your shoulders, everything. Keeps you very cool throughout the day. And that's number 4. Guys, number 5, lots of breaks. You need to sit down, relax, have a sip of water, and rest. At least once an hour. You and the crew, you and your fellow workers, pull up some shade, sit down on a lawn chair or on the ground under a tree, and just enjoy the shade. Just getting out of the sunlight, the direct sun, and into shade is a huge difference in temperature. Sometimes if it's really hot and you're working in the sun all day, you can go in the truck, sit in the truck for half an hour if you've got air conditioning in there. 20 minutes, half an hour, have a quick break and get back to work. It wakes you up again, gets you going again, and makes you feel fresh. That's number 5, guys. Number 6, you need to start earlier and go home earlier. People won't mind you making noise a little bit earlier in the morning. Why not start at 6 a.m. instead of 7 a.m.? Get to the job site at 7 and just start making noise, cutting grass, landscaping work, doing whatever you're doing. The neighbors really aren't going to mind when it's that hot out. You're starting earlier. When it's still cool out, you get a lot more work done. I know we do it all the time. We start at 6:30, 7 o'clock, making noise, and people never say anything. Sure, it may bring a little bit of bad press and piss some people off, but just, try and be calm with them and just say, listen, it's really hot out here. We can't work when it's 45 degrees. We need to get our work done a bit earlier. Sorry for the inconvenience. And maybe help them out with something. Say, hey, I know it's been a pain in the butt, but we're grabbing coffee at 9:30, or we're going to get a cold drink. We can bring you something back. I don't know. Just be nice to them. But we always start earlier, and then we finish our day earlier. So that's what we do. We get a lot more done in those morning hours, and it keeps you cool. Number 7, guys, eat your food earlier in the day. I know we usually try and eat our food probably at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning on these days, because if you think you're going to eat at lunchtime, you're not. You're just going to feel sick, and you're going to start slagging, and just, might get heat stroke. You're going to feel disgusting and not good because you don't have any food in you. You don't have any energy in you. So we usually try and eat around 9, 10 in the morning at one of our breaks to get us that energy to keep going until 1 o'clock when we're done the rest of our day. But eating earlier is key, and my whole crew does that. We find it's better overall to get your heavy eating done earlier in the morning to be productive for the rest of that day. Number 8, bring an extra shirt. I always bring 2 shirts on days like this, because one gets, when it's humid out, one gets sweaty fast. Whether it's a wicking shirt or not, it's still going to get wet and it's still going to get sweaty. So I always bring 2 shirts, and when I'm done sweating the first one out, it'll hang on the side of the trailer or on the truck or on a tree or wherever, and I can put a fresh shirt on. It feels great having that fresh shirt on instead of just wearing a dirty, sweaty shirt. And then by the time your other one's dry, your one you're wearing is going to be wet. You switch them out. You do that a couple of times throughout the day. Makes it feel good, keeps you cool, makes you feel better. Number 9, plan for an easier day. If it's your company, you can do this. If you're an employee, well, you can ask your boss to help you out with this, but plan for an easier day. Why don't you set up jobs where there's a heat wave coming next week? Do something where it's a shady backyard. Do something where you're not lugging stone all day, or you're not cutting grass in the field. You're doing something in a breezy area, or take a job down by the lake and do that if it's in your schedule. Do something where, you can work with the weather a bit. Yeah, it's going to be hot as heck, but you're going to be working next to the lake, so the breeze is going to take care of you. Or you've got mature trees everywhere. Let's go do a job over there where we're going to be in shade most of the time. It's a great way to stay cool as well. Number 10, last but not least, this is the little bit of the odd one, but I tell you, once you do this, you'll never go back. I learned this years ago from an old Portuguese guy. He's been in the industry for years. It works. It's a little odd, but it works. Paper towel. Wherever you're going to the bathroom, or if you're going to a gas station or a coffee shop or wherever, go on the handicap. If it's not being used, of course, go in the handicap washroom, so you have your own little space and sink and everything. Get a paper towel, fold it up, soak it in cold water from the sink, and I swear, put it under your junk. Put it under there for a couple of seconds. It's like jumping in a pool. It's like having a cold shower on a hot day. That is so refreshing. I learned that a long time ago, and if I get the chance to do it on these hot days when I'm sweating my stuff off, I always make a point to have a cold shower. That's what we always used to call it. Have a cold shower at work. Fold up a paper towel, put it under there for a couple of minutes, a couple seconds, whatever. And that's that. It cools you down so good. That's just the extra one. That's the best one out of the bunch. Try it. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's great. Either way, thanks for being here. If you got anything out of this, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. How do you keep cool in hot weather like this in a heat wave? That's just 10 things I could think of right off the bat that we generally do. But guys, I'm telling you, if you're a male, this right here, it's key. Make sure you wash your hands before you go and touch all those tools that your buddies are going to be touching. Thanks again.